Welcome to this session on tutorial. Here I am going to discuss about some of the concepts and terminologies, commonly used terminologies. I'll be talking about these terms every now and then, so let me explain what these terms mean. I'll be talking very frequently about mouse button. I'll be talking about right mouse button and left mouse button. So let me explain what is right mouse button and what is left mouse button. The mouse button has two parts, as you can see on two sides of this green color roller. The one on your right is called right mouse button and the one on your left is left mouse button. So this is right and the other one is left. This one is left mouse button because it is on your left hand side. So sometimes I will be saying click the right mouse button. That means you have to click the one which is on your right side. Most often we click the left button. I'll also be talking about something called DOS prompt, especially for writing programs, deleting files, seeing the directories. So what is a DOS prompt? DOS means DOS means disk operating system. How to use DOS prompt? You go to the lowest right corner on the Windows and here you type CMD. It may look little bit different depending upon the version of operating system you are using, but once you type CMD, you see you get a black color screen which is the DOS prompt. Here you can use different DOS commands like disk operating system commands like directory, dir, change directory, cd, like that. So let me show you once again how to use DOS prompt. Go to your Windows and type CMD command and you get the DOS prompt. Next I will be discussing about source program or source code. Source program is something that you will write. It looks pretty much it looks very much like English. You can read it like English language. It may have some programming language syntax which is not used in natural English language, but it can be read like in English. So let me show you how a source program looks like. I will show you one Java source program. This is how a typical Java source program might look like. This program is a bit complicated, so let us not get too much deep into what this program is doing, but you can see it is like very much like English language. It has few programming syntax, that's a different thing. I'll also be frequently using the word compiler and interpreter, even though we will be using compiler. But what is a compiler and what is an interpreter? A compiler is a vendor supplied program that normally you get from some other source, okay, like Microsoft or Sun Microsystems, which will convert your source program into executable program. The source program that you write, like the one I showed you, it can never be executed in a computer. Computer will never be able to understand what this source program is. It has to be converted into something machine readable, which will be comprising of zeros and ones. That's what machine understands. So that source program, in order it to be executed by the computer, has to be converted into a machine readable format. So a compiler is a program which converts your source program into a machine readable format which is being executed by the computer. So that is what a compiler is. Then what is an interpreter? An interpreter is another program supplied by vendor which converts a source program into another kind of format, which again has to be converted into machine readable format. Okay, bytecode is something we'll be discussing later with respect to Java, which is kind of a machine readable format, but it is not actually machine readable. It has to be read by Java Virtual Machine. What is an IDE? IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, in which you can write your source program, you can compile your source program, you can execute your source program, you can even debug. That means finding where the problem lies in your source program. So that is called Integrated Development Environment, which is very useful. Generally for Java, we normally use one of these two IDEs. One is Eclipse. This is a screenshot of Eclipse, which is a free IDE available free from the net, which is very useful. And sometimes we will be using NetBeans, which is another IDE also available free. So we will be using either Eclipse or NetBeans. I will show you in one of the sessions how to download Eclipse in your computer. So these are some of the terminologies commonly used.